also here from the Livermore Public Library, and I'm thrilled to the bone to introduce today's spectacular program, Halloween Tricks and Treats, presented by Encore Players, Livermore's very own community theater group. Before we begin, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. We don't want any ghostly ringtones haunting the performance. A big thank you to our wonderful volunteers. Thank you for helping out today. And now, to kick things off, please join me in welcoming Donna Blevins.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. And if you make it to the end of the program, there's lots of candy up there. So stick around. Now I'm going to start with a little bit of trivia. Does anyone know what the most popular trick-or-treat candy is? Yes, sir.
Me?
Yes.
Chocolate.
Chocolate is good. Any specific chocolate?
And some in the back of the
The little girl back there.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Wow!
Like this? Yeah, this is for you. Now, what's the most popular in California?
Probably chocolate. M&M's.
M&M's. Okay. And is a pumpkin a fruit or a vegetable? Yes.
Vegetable.
It's actually a fruit. It comes from the melon family, but that's okay. You still get lots of treats later. And what is the most popular costume? Yes. How about a witch? I think the witch has for years been the most popular, and we're going to start with the witches of I can't say that anymore. The Weird Sisters. Pretend there's a big cauldron here. Thrice the brindled cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Her beer cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round and round the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping pot. Boil thou first in the charmed pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's money, maw and gulf of the ravine sea salt shark, root of hemlock, digged in the dark, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of tartar and tartar's lips, finger of a birth-strangled babe ditch delivered by a drab, makes the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's children for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the games.
And now about the cauldron sing like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And I think it's Judy and Bill.
This is adapted from Edward Litter's story of the Seven Peoples of Lake Tipple, written back in the mid-1800s. So once upon a time, there lived in the land of Gramble 7 families. I'll tell you the sad story of one of the families, the 7 young parrots. These parrots lived by the side of Lake Tipple and on the outskirts of the city of Tosh, which, when it was quite dark, they could see plainly. You have probably heard the names of these places, and you can find them in your geography book. We can play with language today, too, which is fun to do. Our story about the family of the 7 young parrots begins when the hungry flock flew into the forest in search of something sweet to eat. They had not gone far when they spotted a tree with a single cherry on it, red, luscious, inviting. The oldest parrot picked at it instantly, but the other 6, being very hungry, tried to get it also. All 7 began to fight, and they scubbled and ruffled and shuffled and puffled and buckled and buckled and doubled and bluffled and doubled and bubbled and screamed and shrieked and squealed and squeaked and clawed and snapped and bit and bumped and bumped and dumped and plumped each other until they were all torn into little bits. There was nothing left except the one cherry. Hold that for me, please. And 7 small feathers. And that is the vicious and voluble end of the 7 greedy young parrots. There's a moral in the story. Your mother will explain it to you. So next we have Prayer and Pat with James Whitcomb Myers. Orphan Annie, and I did not mispronounce that word. Orphan Annie.
Little orphan Annie's come to our house to stay and wash the cups and saucers up and brush the crumbs away. All of us other children, when the supper things is done, we sit around the kitchen fire and have the mostest fun. I'm listening to the witch tales that Annie talks about. And the goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
Once there was a little boy who didn't say his prayers. And so he went to bed at night, away upstairs. His mammy heard him holler, and his daddy heard him bawl. And when they turned the covers down, he wasn't there at all. They seeked him in the rafter room and in the cubby hole, and pressed and seeked him up the chimney flue, and everywheres, I guess. But all they ever found was this, his pants and roundabout. And the goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
And one time a little girl would always laugh and grin and make fun of everyone and all who loved and did. And once when hay was company and old folks was there, she mocked them and shocked them and she didn't care. And thus as she kicked her heels and turned to run and hide, there was 2 big black things standing and he at her side, and they snatched her through the ceiling, for she knows what she's about. And the goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
You better mind your parents and your teachers fond and dear, and cherish them that love you, and dry the orphan's tear, and help the poor and needy ones that cluster's all about. And the goblin's gonna get you if you don't watch out.
And now Barney will teach us a spooky, scary skeleton song.
So some of you have skeletons, and some of you don't, but you can pretend you're a skeleton. There's some words in here that when you hear them, or when my helpers point to them, you can do this sound. The first one is a shriek. You do a shriek? And this one says scream. And this says screech. They're all kind of the same, so any of them work. And then at the beginning of the song, I'm going to play a little to start, before I start singing, is the skeleton dance. And that's when you take your skeleton and make it dance, or you can be a skeleton and dance. And this is open to everybody. This is the dance music here. Woo! Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. They can shudder in surprise when you hear those zombies shriek. We're so sorry, skeletons. You're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think you should. 'Cause spooky, scary skeletons shout startling, shrilly screams from their sarcophagus and just won't leave you be. Dance break! Dance your skeleton! Woo! You can make the spirit supernatural are shy, what's all the fuss? But bags of bones seem so unsafe, it's semi-serious. 'Cause spooky, scary skeletons are silly all the same. They'll smile and scrabble slowly by and drive you so insane. Sticks and stones will break your bones, they seldom let you snooze. Spooky, scary skeletons will wake you with a boom! One last dancing! Skeleton dancing! Bye-bye, skeleton!
Excuse me,
Oh, yes?
is this Wonderland?
No, it's the Livermore Library.
Oh, hello, sir. Who are you? I hardly know. At least I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed at least several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
Well, I can't explain myself, sir, because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, for I can't understand it myself to begin with. Being so many different sizes in a day is so confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it so yet, but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, you will someday, you know. And then after that, into a butterfly. I think you should feel it a little clear, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. All I know is it would feel very clear to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why? Come back. I have something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. What size do you want to be?
Oh, I'm not particular as to size. Only one doesn't like changing so often, you know.
I don't know.
Well, I should like to be a little larger, sir, if you wouldn't mind. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be.
It's a very good height indeed.
But I'm not used to it. I wish the creatures wouldn't be so easily offended.
You'll get used to it in time. Well, one side will make you tall, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom, of course.
Oh, curiouser and curiouser. And up next we have Judy with a spooky children's story.
Spooky story.
A monster moved in. A monster moved in. It was summer, but it was raining. So Ben was stuck inside with nothing to do. Read a book, said Dad. Build a rocket, said Mom. Go and look for dragons in the spare bedroom, said Dad. There's no such thing as dragons, said Ben. Then he had a wonderful idea. I'm going to make a fort, he said. Raise your hand if you make forts in your house. Oh my goodness. Okay. Read a book, said Dad. Build a rocket, said Mom. Go and look for dragons in the spare bedroom, said Dad. There's no such thing as dragons, said Ben. But then he had a wonderful idea. I'm going to make a fort, he said. But a monster to make a fort, he said. But a monster might go in, said Mom and Dad together. Don't be silly, said Ben. Ooh, it's going to be like this. Face, face. Does everybody have a friend that looks like Ben? He made an amazing fort. It wasn't an outside fort made of sticks and dirt and leaves. You expect a monster to move in there. It was inside fort made of cushions and pillows with a rug on top. Far too cozy for monsters. Still, Ben got his ray blaster and his shining armored shield, just in case. Ooh, just in case. What's going to happen next? Does anybody know? Can you guess? Let's see. But nothing, the least bit exciting happened. It just rained and rained. Ben tried being a pirate on the lookout for ships to plunder. A sword-fighting knight in his great castle. A wizard in his cave of wonders. but it wasn't much fun on its own. Sometimes I wish a monster would move in. Thought Ben. Big mistake. Big mistake. What's going to happen next? I don't know. I got it figured out. Herbie! I don't believe it, said Ben. A monster moved in. Told you so, said Mom and Dad. Said Ben. Careful, don't look under your chair, please. Okay. The monster didn't look very scary. His t-shirt said that his name was Burpee. So Ben was brave and joined him in the fort. He seems harmless, thought Ben. Big mistake. And everybody say, big mistake. Big mistake. Oh boy, you can read good. Suddenly, Burpee stared, howling so loudly that Ben's ears hurt. And Burpee's disgusting packed lunch escaped and tried to eat the fort. So they both had to sit on it until it stopped moving. This is no fun at all, said Ben. I'm sorry, but it's summer and it's raining, so there's nothing to do, said Burpee. That reminded Ben of something, and he had a great idea. Yes. You know? I don't either. I gotta turn the tape and find out. Not that easy. Okay. He read a book to Burpee, and Burpee said, wow, let's read another. Then he and Burpee built a rocket, and Burpee said, cool it, let's blast off. And then they went to look for dragons in the spare room. Look over here. Maybe the monster's there. You think he was? Big mistake! Ooh. Oh my goodness! Oh goodness gracious! And everybody's singing. You're so precious. But when the smoke cleared, Burpee said, yeah, that was fun. The rain had stopped, so they took Burpee's disgusting packed lunch for a walk in the park. Oh, raise your hand if you'd like to go walking in your park. Oh, yes, we have beautiful parks in the morning. And listen to bright. It chased sticks while they hung upside down and told each other jokes. Ben and Burpee laughed so much that their sides hurt. Ben wished Burpee could stay forever, but soon it was time for him to go home. This was my best day ever, said Burpee. Mine too, said Ben. Thank you for coming. Yeah. The next day it was sunny, but there was nothing to do. And then Burpee had a wonderful idea. I'm going to make a fort, he said. But Boyd might move in, said his mom and dad together. I hope so, said Burpee. And he did. And next, I have your children's story. You're gonna, okay, go ahead, Judy. Bill. A true spooky story by Bill.
This afternoon is not entirely for you children. It's a scary story that the adults will relate to perhaps a little better. How many of you in this room remember former Livermore Mayor John Shirley? Well, John was 18 when he went into the Army for World War II, and he wrote a book about it. It is now December 1944, and he is deep in Germany. I commanded a platoon that was ordered to form a roadblock deep in a forest. At early dawn, after a long march, we exited the forest at the edge of the village, and as we stood on the road looking through the gray mist into the village, a lone German soldier walked toward us. He had no weapon or helmet, but he was carrying 6 or 7 canteens full of water. He moved toward me as I beckoned him with "Kommen Sie her." German was not John's first language. We didn't share a common language except for a few words, but with his eyes, the nod of his head, and hand gestures, he indicated I was to follow him. I anticipated a surrender of his unit. I took one rifleman with me, and the two of us followed the German down the road about 200 yards, and then moved up a gentle hill on a path through the forest. In about 5 minutes, we came to a small clearing. As I stood at the edge of the clearing, I became apprehensive. What concerned me were about 40 German infantrymen sound asleep under coats and blankets. Alongside them was a great variety of weapons: rifles, light machine guns, pistols, hand grenades. 2 American infantrymen were about to capture a fully equipped platoon of German infantrymen. I didn't expect trouble. I did have to be careful. I left my compatriot at the entrance of the clearing and moved about 40 feet to my left. We couldn't surround the body of men, but we could cover their perimeter pretty well. When we were in position, I had our German canteen bearer wake up his comrades. These men were in a deep, deep sleep. In spite of our commands and shouting to wake, they hardly stirred. We wanted them to wake up, stand with their hands in the air, and move away from their weapons. Eventually, there was some movement. Occasionally, a man would get to his knees, straighten up, stretch, and yawn. Soon, a few were getting to their feet in a kind of sleepy daze. We continued to yell, "Hand in ho!" our German version of hands in the air. I was standing next to a pine tree with a trunk about 8 inches in diameter. About the width of this tree, that's all. After several minutes of trying to wake our captives, my trouble began. To my left rear, I heard the click of a rifle bolt. I turned my head in the direction of the sound. 25 feet away, standing behind a fairly large tree, was a German soldier. He had his rifle aimed at my head. I could only see his right eye and a portion of his forehead as he took cover behind his large tree. I did the best I could to hide my little tree. His rifle barrel looked like a cannon pointed at me, and it was a tense moment. So with one eye on his rifle and glances at the main body of Germans, I soon saw what was happening. Just behind the German with the rifle, the forest floor dipped down the hill. I couldn't see anyone on the ground, but every 10 seconds or so I would see a German soldier fleeing down the hill through the brush and the trees. After about 6 men made their escape, the soldier with the rifle also ran away. I concluded that a group of officers were sleeping a short distance from the main body. There was no way I could have stopped them, as my first shot would have been my last. Any shooting would have been the end for me and my comrade. My attention was now back on the main body. They moved slowly away from their weapons, dropping anything they were carrying. We finally grouped them at the edge of the clearing, but they were very nonchalant about the whole episode. I think I and probably my companion were the only ones that felt any fear. Soon we were back with our company. 2 infantrymen had captured a well-armed platoon of Germans. Even after 59 years, the sight of the gun barrel pointed at my head is a vivid memory. I can still feel the adrenaline rush when I hear that bolt click.
So why do we like Halloween? Why do you like Halloween? Oh, That's great. And this,
Now you can get candy.
and
About maybe 2 extra candies.
oh, and back there. Oh, yes, young lady. Why do you like Halloween back there?
Because not some people don't believe God, so they believe in Halloween.
Do you all like trick or treat? Okay, so we're gonna end our program with a poem for everyone. Halloween is Coming by Fiona Holliday, who is a school teacher of young children, and she writes stories and poems.
Creeping, crawling creatures scurry in the night.
Rats and bats and spiders nibble out of sight.
Don't look too carefully. You'll get a nasty fright.
Monsters in the bathroom, witches in the hall.
Hairy beasts and demons climbing every wall.
You won't want to catch them when they start to fall.
Vampires' stealthy footsteps cross across the wooden floor.
Werewolves howling fearfully behind your kitchen door.
Don't look outside now. You won't want to find out.
More zombies with their wild eyes and their soulless grins.
Skeletons with their bony cheeks and missing skins.
Listen for their rattling sounds, but do not let them in.
Halloween is coming. What a scary night. Ghosties, ghouls, and goblins dancing in the light. Here they are, all coming now. Feel the spooky beat. If you listen, hear them shout.
Trick or treat! Fabulous. These costumes are fabulous. We have little trick-or-treat candies up here. Come up and help yourself.
Thank you to Encore Players. Thank you.
You gotta look up, they work with the same mindset.
Ariel, to the